Hey guys, today we're sharing with you a rainbow cake to celebrate St. Patrick's Day coming up. We have teamed up with Chef Marcel from Love at First Bite channel. We absolutely love all of his recipes, especially his sweets. And we're going to be taking his green velvet St. Patrick's Day cupcakes and turning that recipe into a rainbow of velvet cakes. I've got the details below for how to turn it into the rainbow of colors, but you are going to find that this recipe is absolutely amazing. Now the first thing that we're going to do is just level off the top of these cakes. As you'll see, they baked almost completely flat anyway, which is fantastic. I love it when that happens. So we're just going to get rid of any little raised up bits on all of them. Now I've left all of the details below on how I got each of the colors and how I made it. Now I'm putting the cream cheese into a piping bag because I just find that this gets kind of crummy with all of the little colors everywhere, and I just want to make sure that the filling layers stay nice and crisp and white. Now I'm just going to add a touch of white chocolate ganache. You can use that or melted chocolate or royal icing. I just want something that sticks a little bit better than the cream cheese to place my first layer on. And I'm going to be placing them all upside down just because that way they're really nice and flat and they have less crumbs for me to deal with. And I'm just going to start by going out around the outside and then pushing it out a little bit further on that second turn. Then taking our spatula and just evening that out. Then take our blue, rest it down, and add another layer. And just keep stacking up your colors. Okay, then I'm going to come back around, clean up the edges, and pop this into the freezer for about half an hour. You want the cream cheese and these velvet cakes to be really firm, and they are a soft cake and a soft icing. Okay, so now that our cake has been chilling for half an hour, I also chilled our cream cheese just a little bit in the fridge, just so it's a little bit thicker, and that will make it easier to work with. So what we're going to do is apply it to the sides of the cake, but not the top. Okay, so once you've gone all the way around, it's time to take just a scraper. I'm using our extra tall one, just to come around the sides and scrape it back to that board at the base. All right, now, so to do our sprinkles, what we need to do is provide a bit of a brace for the top of this cake so that we can hold on to both the top and the bottom and roll it. So I'm using a 6-inch round board, so it's a little bit smaller than our cake. I've taken some sprinkles and just place them onto a cookie or a baking sheet. Okay, so picking up our cake, holding on to both sides. Okay, taking off that top and just place your cake down onto the turntable and just touching up any sections that may be missing any. This does get a little bit messy at this stage. And our next step is just to place some icing on top, starting in the center and just working your way out. And then placing more sprinkles on top. And just join it up along the sides. Now I've gone ahead and popped my cake back into the fridge for about 10-15 minutes or so, just so that it can set up and make it a little bit easier to handle. In the meantime, I want to show you guys how I made the rainbow that goes on top. You want to make this probably the day before or maybe 2 days before so that it sets up really, really firm. But we're going to use 6 colors of fondant. I've also got some Tylose, which is a hardening agent. I've got some sugar glue and a paintbrush. I've also got 2 little toothpicks that I'm going to use to keep it up and then be able to pop it into the cake itself, as well as a 2.5-inch round cookie cutter to use as a guide for our arc, and I have a blue floral mat. Okay, so I'm going to take my first color out, which is our purple, adding a touch of Tylose to it to help to stiffen it up. And I've also got a little bit of cornstarch or corn flour, and I'm just going to pop that down and occasionally roll my fondant through it just so that it's not as sticky. Okay, so rolling out. Now I'm looking to be fairly thin with these because it does add up. You've got 6 colors. You can use a clay extruder if you like. Some people also like to use a fondant smoother to roll this back and forth. I'm going to place our cookie cutter down and then wrap this around, and then just have it come down to nice and straight. And if you want to know exactly what colors I've used for this, have a little look down below. You'll find it in the description. I generally always list the colors I use because I know you guys like to match stuff up. And then I'm just going to take some sugar glue. You can also use clear alcohol or even water, but I do find that sugar glue keeps it a little bit better and it does a much better adherence to it. Rest your next color up against and pull it down. And you just want to keep going with all of your colors. Okay, so now you've got them all lined up. What I want to do is just cut across. Now I'm just going to pop the cookie cutter back into its spot just so that I can keep it there while I insert the toothpicks. So I'm taking a toothpick, dipping it into some sugar glue, inserting it around the green one I find is the best, and just pushing up straight. Alright, so now that our cake is back out of the fridge, it's time to place on our little rainbow. I'm aiming to have it go pretty much in the center. So just want to eyeball it and then just push those toothpicks straight down. And then the final touches for this cake are to add some puffy white fondant clouds and of course to put in some elusive gold. I'm just going to roll different sizes of fondant balls and place them around our rainbow. And lastly, we're going to slot in some of our gold, just pressing into the fondant to attach them. And there you have it, guys. We have a rainbow cake with your very own stash of gold at the end. I hope that you enjoyed watching. Remember to check out Love at First Bite's channel. Chef Marcel has the fantastic recipe for green velvet cupcakes, which I use to make our rainbow velvet cake. So happy St. Patrick's Day and enjoy this beautiful cake with your friends and family. Please subscribe to our channel to see more videos and give us a thumbs up if you like our lessons.